Hi, you're watching Dog Ear Musings, and I'm Monika, and I'm back with a kind of sort of book haul. It's a weird amalgamation of all the books that I picked up from holds at the library, as well as books that I had waiting on my nightstand. Kind of like how at the end of the week you have random food left in your fridge and you want to see if you'll make up something good for dinner with it. The weird leftover meal that hopefully will be good.
When you're here, you're family.
First up is James Baldwin's If Beale Street Could Talk. Now, I picked this book up because, well, I have been putting off reading James Baldwin's fiction for a very long time. I read his essay, The Fire on High, a couple years ago, and I thought it was like, I think that everyone knows that James Baldwin is an amazing writer. So I just thought that it was kind of due time to have kind of a James Baldwin week. So I read Giovanni's Room last week, and it was just outstanding writing. And so I'm really excited to pick up this book and get started on it. On a related note, if you wanted to listen to a soundtrack that makes your heart feel broken for all the right reasons, I highly suggest that you listen to the If Beale Street Could Talks playlist. Next up, Butter Honey Pig Bread by Francesca Ekwuyasi. This has been, if you watch or listen to the podcast, Books Unbound with Ariel and Raylene, they have been doing Booktube for forever, and they have this podcast that is really fun, and they kind of coined the term the mashed potato book, which is a book that you know deep down in your heart that you're gonna love, but you just put that book off for forever, and then you read it and you either love it and you're like, why did I wait so long, or you're like, man, these potatoes are cold and nasty. And for me, Butter Honey Pig Bread is that mashed potato book. And I've just seen so many reviews of it. Actually, the past week, I think 3 people on my Bookstagram reviewed this book. And I've been waiting to read it since it came out, I believe, early 2020s. Again, same with If Beale Street Could Talk. I was like, well, I'm long overdue to read this book. And it covers all the themes I love. You've got a family that is trying to reconcile differences, generational trauma, and it's all surrounded in the themes of food. I love a good food novel, and I have a video about my 4 favorite books, and I'm really excited to potentially add a new food book to that list. The next book is The Lonely City: Adventures in the Art of Being Alone by Olivia Lang. This is nonfiction, and it is a group of essays that connects artists and their kind of solitary escapades and the connection of solitude and art and identity. And I'm really excited because I'm doing this as a buddy read with Lillian over at Paperback Stacks, and I will leave her channel in the show notes. But I'm really excited to start this book up. I think that as I get older, I really want to actually be more comfortable in being alone, which I know it is kind of ironic that I'm reading this book on finding joy in solitude as a buddy read. But I think one of the goals that I have this year is to find more joy in solitary adventures in my own city. So I'm really excited to kind of read Lang's work and kind of see what she surmises and see how any of these points can be used in my own life, because I'm lonely. And finally, we have Zelda Fitzgerald's Save the Waltz, and this is published by Handheld Press, and I mean, this was kind of a cover buy, if I'm being honest. But also, I watched UnCarly's YouTube video months and months ago when it came out, and I mean, if you follow this channel, then I'm sure that you are already subscribed to UnCarly's channel. But if you haven't, she does all sorts of kind of cultural critiques on pop lit, as well as she's just a really fun literary critic, and she is a comedian and is hilarious. And she did this really awesome video on the Fitzgeralds, and she kind of talks about their tumultuous relationship and really kind of outlines some things that made me want to learn more about Zelda. And when I saw this book in a local bookshop, I knew that I had to pick it up. This book focuses on a young woman who is in Paris and in Italy, kind of paralleling the Fitzgeralds' adventures as expatriates, but also it focuses on this young woman's journey and career hopes and aspirations as a dancer, and kind of how she uses dance to try to kind of go away from her husband's shadow, which kind of seems similar to someone else. I don't know. I'm really excited to see how Zelda's voice shines in this novel, and I'm really excited to learn more. Anyway, that's been this haul of random books that are currently on my bedside table that I'm trying to get through this month. We'll see, though, if that ends up working out. You can tell me which book you're most excited for me to get to, and I'll let you know if I get to them. This has been this week of Dog-Eared Musings. I'm Monika. Happy reading.